Okay, we're back. And we have some new evidence to pour over. Well, we didn't read this one yet, did we? Photo was tucked into an envelope with a letter beneath a candle. Corner of the office it says, "To Carl and Brenda, I'm sorry that you were unable to attend the funeral. It's traditional to have it as soon as possible, and Ernie, more than anyone else on earth, knew how busy your job can be. I've enclosed a Shiva candle, identical to ours, if you'd like to pay your respects, though it's not expected for those outside of the faith to do so." Ernie was a man full of love, not only for his family, but for his family's legacy. He had an immense amount of pride for the work you three did together, as well as how Carl has carried on for him after taking over. Aha! So that means... Hang on. President's fourth equals Ernie. As for myself, it is impossible to express my gratitude enough for rescuing us from the panic and burden of endless bills. Though we caught it too late for him to get on the donor list, the company took care of us beyond our wildest expectations. It went unsaid at the time, but Ernie and I knew it had to have been Carl that convinced the trust, and that it was no coincidence that it happened shortly after your visit, Brenda. Up until the end, Ernie and I had to stay strong, especially for Nicole's sake. We could never have done that without the two of you fighting for us. Much love, Debbie. Okay. Here's a photo attached from your employer. Here's a bonus. When I pulled the water damage picture of the three spirits out of the frame, this fell out too. Written on the back of a photo, couldn't make the reunion. Wishing you well from Paris, Gwyn and the boys. So that's Gwyn. Looks quite different there. So are these her children? It says Gwyn and the boys. Well, we don't know which one's which, do we? He looks older. Gwyn and the boys. We can just leave that like that for now and figure it out later, maybe. I really wonder what this like box around here means. What other new evidence do we have? We had this photo, we've already looked at that, and it's got all of these people, the three spirits. Well, we know that's Carl. So we can put that on the board. There we go. Where is it? There we go. There's another picture of Raina somewhere. Well, maybe he's a preacher as well. Do you think that this would make him a preacher as well? Preacher. I could have sworn when I first looked at this guy's job I searched for preacher and it didn't come up. Maybe I just mistyped it. Where are we gonna be starting here? Oh, we can see like Maybe we can see... Hang on. Let me see how many there are here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 on this generation. In this photo, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that adds up to 14 if you take away the 2 boys. Ellie. Have we looked at Elias? Hang on. Not this. This. Elias. Rootree. What's the name of, well, I guess it'd be Elias Jr. then. Elias Jr. Elias the Third. Elias Jr., Elias C, Elias M. Okay. There's a whole load of Eliases apparently. But you would have thought Elias Jr. is one of the top guys here. President Guy Hudson. This is the one from the 70s. So, in the 70s, President Guy Hudson. So that's either the second or the third. I don't think it's 1890 for this, by the way. It's like, we know he's the first president, so we can just say he's the first. 1998, the fourth was Ernie, whenever that was. So 70s could be the third. It's likely to be the third, I guess. Can we search for Guy Hudson? Fancy Flavors was an addition to the 5-piece line for less than a year in 1979. It was Guy Hudson's first and historically most cited move as president of Rootree. In an attempt to cater more towards what he thought was an average person wanted, Guy looked at his own wealth, which was often a source of envy for others, and decided to tap into the idea if they added fancy flavors to 5 pieces, anyone could live like the wealthy. This philosophy led to a flavor in 5 pieces that was meant to mimic caviar. Ugh. 5 pieces sold less that year than it had any other year, except in some foreign markets. It was very quickly announced that caviar was meant to be a limited flavor and would go back to normal as soon as possible. Strawberry, plum, apple, raspberry, chocolate. See, none of these are E, are they? Oh, it must be elderberry. What even is an elderberry anyway? Yeah, elderberry is for Elias then, but what replaced elderberry? Okay. Radical new flavors. 5 pieces. How I searched for 5 pieces, by the way? Five pieces, small, colourful, shell-coated, and since the late 20s have been pressed into the shape of a maple leaf, although they usually have one flavour that looks more like a berry. As tastes have changed over years, so have the 5 flavours, but the shape and combination with maple have remained consistent. There's also a history of print advertising website that claims to have a 5 pieces advertisement scan from a book called The Sweet History of Candy Volume 2 by Charles Lee. Unfortunately, when you click through the website, it seems like all of the images, links are broken. Okay. Is there a public library that we want then? By Charles Lee. It's great that the copy and paste actually works. Printing vintage pieces. Okay. This is part of a book series. It's part of a book series about all things candy in the modern world. It starts in 1925 and continues onward to chronicle the rise of a mass production of global distribution. The book ends with a look into the future of candy as envisioned by experts in 1985. With the addition of hindsight, you can clearly see they got pretty much everything wrong. It includes some print advertisements. You find a newspaper ad for 5 pieces from the 1930s. Okay. I'm getting a really weird feeling of deja vu right now. I feel like I've done this before. It's really creepy. Anyway, you found this advertisement in The Sweet History of Candy. It's from 1928, 6 years after the debut of 5 pieces. It states that flavors are inspired by their children and the order is grape, elderberry, cinnamon extract, melon, and the newest flavor, miracle berry. So it's in order of the children then. So the second child is Elias, right? So G. We should add this note to Elias's children. We can get rid of this now. Clancy Edward Roottree who was Elias's son and Roottree head lawyer. So Clancy Edward must be the 3rd son. Okay, we're getting somewhere here. So this, whoops, is Elias Jr. This is Clancy Edward. This something being with M. The newest flavors miracle. So we got a G and an M, which we don't know yet. Clancy Edward, okay. Who's this notable? This is Lauren, isn't it? Lauren Roottree. Bum 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 bum. We're making progress. We're making progress. Anything else here? Miracle berry is a burst of beautiful blossoming blended berries. It's got 5 clues in it, which is for 5 names. CE is, yeah. Let's have a look at the... Oh, but they might not be Roottree anymore is a problem if they're women. But we do know that this one is a woman who kept her name when she was married. So, which letter is this again? This is, the 4th one is CE. Is that right? GEM. M. So there's an M Rootree, which is a woman, and we know it's Rootree because they kept their name. The first one, we don't necessarily know. So if we look at the root trees here, Rootree, Miracle. Oh, really? Oh, men, women. Here we go. Rootree, Margalite. But it has to be this then. Can we search Margalite? So this must be Margalite. And this first one here. Whoops. Okay, I'm all over the place here with my notes. Something begin with G, and probably not. We know it's a woman, so it could be Gwyneth. Gwyneth Anderson. Gwyneth Anderson, Gwyneth Madsen, Gwendolyn Morden, Gwendolyn Rootree. It's not Gwendolyn Rootree. Or it could be Jem. It could be Jem Wilson. We just like try some of these names, maybe. If we just like try Jem Wilson, for example. But you can't search for a lot of these people as they're not famous enough, I guess. What's my next port of call here? Bonnie, Guy Hudson, Ernie, Caroline, Gwyneth M, Gwendolyn, Miracle, JR, Jim Clark. So Gwendolyn and Gwyneth M are part of this generation here. So let me go back to that list. Not this. This. So we're looking at the women. So it could be Gwyneth Anderson. It's not Gwyneth Madsen because that's someone who's on Carl's thingy. It could be Gwendolyn Morden. Wait. Oh wait, this. It's not Gwendolyn Morden because it's not Gwendolyn yet. So it's either Jem Wilson or Gwyneth Anderson. Oh my god, I'm getting a bit fucked up with the controls here sometimes. So Ellis's children, first as a daughter, 1909. We don't need this anymore. Ellis Jr., we don't need that anymore. Clancy Edwards, we don't need this anymore, do we? Oh, actually, we'll keep that, but it says about him being a lawyer. We don't need this anymore. The first daughter is either Gwyneth Anderson or Jem Wilson. I've got a feeling that it'll be Jem. I've just got a feeling about that. We don't know that yet, and we can put in for Clancy Edward, but he's a lawyer. We don't know if that's going to be his most recent job, but I think it is. Maybe we should try and figure out what happened next here then. So what do we think now then? Maybe we can search for Shiva candle? What is a Shiva candle? Is this like I think like Shiva is from Hinduism, isn't it? I'm gonna actually do a real Google search really quickly. A Shiva candle. Oh, is it Jewish? Jewish funeral. Okay, it's Jewish. So someone is Jewish. Okay. Alright, who looks Jewish? No way of knowing. This guy really gives me vibes of is it Billy in Stranger Things? He's got a very similar kind of face and moustache. Is she pregnant in this picture? I think this is Jim. I'm not sure why I think it's Jim entirely. Is it because of the shirt? Like he's got the same like yellow shirt? Wait. We should be able to put in another picture of Jim here, can't we? So, wait. Jim is this yellow shirt. Yeah, look. He's got the same shirt on there. I think that is Jim. So that there, that's Jim. And here, I think it's this guy because he's got the beard. I think so. So we can put in those two pictures of Jim. I think it's him. And I guess it's not necessarily just because he has a beard. Let me have another look at this picture. And this picture I meant. Oh! Wait. It's got the pluses here. That means that this... What was the name of this band? C and J plus J and D. And that was... So if this is Jim, that means this is D, who was Diamond. Is that Diamond? Wait. There's Diamond's like blonde here. I'll get back to that. Like she's very much blonde there. And he's got a mole on his cheek. Let's see. Does one of these have a mole on his cheek? Okay, this is Jim then. This is Jim. He's got the mole. And this must be Carl. Okay, so that's a little trick there. Let's go back to the tree. It's not this guy. It's this guy. That's Jim. It doesn't really help us that much yet, but it's at least filled something in. So we got someone here who's split up twice and remarried. So someone here is married 3 times. Can we do like root tree divorce maybe? Root tree divorce. No. Right. Film school. He definitely looks like the older one. Just from the picture, but like, it's hard to tell. So given that, maybe we'll swap these guys around. That feels better to me, but like again, that's just like a little bit of a finger in the air at the moment. 1 second. Ellie. There's someone who's very young here. There's 5 women. Wait, but we've got all of these names here, right? Maybe we should start a tab for this. So this is 3. Sorry, there's stuff in my way right now. Here, 3 spirits. So if we look at this, Bonnie, next president, Guy Hudson, Ernie Jr., Caroline, Gwyneth, M, Gwendolyn, Miracle Jr., Jim Roottrees, Clark, Carl, Ellie M. Wait, Clark is a blood relative? Wait. So that's... Oh, I hadn't considered this, right? Because if you think about going to like the top level, if there's a daughter who has not kept her Roottree name and gets married and has children, they could have like a completely different name in 2 or 3 generations, right? They have like a daughter's daughter and they all marry off and take their husband's name. So Clark could very well be like a direct descendant of where's the thing about Clark and Jim? Clark Rafferty LaRue. So where did we see this Rafferty? So are Clark and Jim cousins? Are Clark and Jim cousins? So that would make sense if Clark was in this tree. If Clark was one of these 4, because this is immediately a different name here. So if like one of these people is a Rafferty, and then it could be this, right? It could be like this is Diamond LaRue here, and they split up. Because they talked about Clark Rafferty, and then Diamond LaRue, and then this is Clark Rafferty LaRue. They split up, and then Clark got back together with... Oh, do you think that Clark stayed with the younger sister? Fact that there's also Jane and Kim here. Ooh, Ooh, that's Rafferty LaRue, Jessica and Katrina. Did they split up? Or did it just split up the band? Because now it looks like there's 2 Rafferty LaRue children. Well, we know for sure. Actually, we don't know for sure. Because Lauren Roottree... If this is a Rafferty, that means that this could be... Yeah, because if Lauren... Oh, it is, isn't it? It is, wait. Because it's Lauren Rafferty. Yeah, okay. So, forget this. This is... unknown. I knew I'd heard that name somewhere, because Lauren Rafferty was like her married name, right? So that means that this is Clark. Clark Rafferty. And the spouse was Diamond LaRue. And we know Clark is this guy, right? And he was a musician. Or was he more actually advertising? There was something a bit different about him, wasn't there? Okay, Clark is the one who's had a messy time. And he's currently married to someone with 3 children. There's also a Chris Rafferty. That must mean that this guy must be Chris Rafferty. So going back to this, the Raffertunes website was labelled with inspiration for the famous ad campaign. Clark was in a department store getting a family portrait with his wife and children, and while his wife was trying to get Katrina to calm down for the picture, he had the idea for the Roottrees Super Bowl ad. So these 2 are sisters. So I guess that's these 2 here. So this is Katrina and Jessica, and this is Katrina, this is Jessica. What are their jobs? They're just children? Baby? Baby? Do they have an occupation? Comedian, constructor, dancer, director, doctor, driver, farmer, hairdresser, housewife, lawyer. Students? College student? K-12. Aha! Look at us go! We're so good. You've also unlocked these things. So we've confirmed that that's Jim as well now. And we know that this is a student K-12. But this is not Diamond LaRue and this is not Chris Rafferty. Apparently. Is this Diamond LaRue down here then? Was this Diamond LaRue? And then this is like the younger sister LaRue? So we got the LaRue, this is Diamond LaRue here. And we have a picture of Diamond LaRue, right? Because we've got her. And then it would be Jane or Kim. Hmm. Oh, sorry, I had to just rearrange in my chair for a second there. Alright, we're actually making some good progress here, I feel. So this is his cousin. Oh, that must be Jacob Rafferty then. And it's like, we kind of just... I didn't see there's more than one Rafferty there. So this is Lauren Roottree. She's an author. We don't know who Carl's dad is, somehow. Brenda... This must be... not Diamond LaRue. Wait. Oh, wait. Or is this Diamond LaRue? Because it's... Wait. Let me take this away. I'm really not sure about this. Why was I convinced that Clark is... Because it's C and J, so this is Jane. So Jane, does that mean that this is Diamond LaRue? And we have that picture and that picture of Diamond LaRue. That fits. And then this is Jane. Jane LaRue. Oh. But then maybe this is Jane LaRue. And Jane LaRue is this girl. Then we don't know who his first spouse is. And then the younger LaRue must be Kim, who is this, right? Wait, go away. Where is it? Yeah. So this is Kim LaRue. I think that makes sense. Did he have a child with Jane as well then? Then that would make this Chris Rafferty. And we don't know who this is. I think this part of the tree makes sense now. We know 100% that this is right now. We just need to find two more to go with it, I guess. Right. Oh, we can fill in Paul's photos as well. So Paul is like this guy with dark brown eyes and... That's Paul. That's Clark. And he's also in this photo somewhere. Who do we think he is? I think he's this guy with the moustache? Or this guy with the glasses? It's not him, not him. It could be one of these two. It could be Curly. He's got kind of orange hair though. I feel like it's Moustache Guy back here. It does look like he used to have a moustache in this picture a little bit. So he's got kind of brown eyes, dark brown hair. He's graying a bit there because he's older, which makes sense because that's like his third marriage now. And here, it could be either of these two. I don't think it's him. It's either him or him. I don't know if we have like a good way of knowing. I could just put one of them in there for now. I think I've got a feeling about it being. Actually, is it this guy? I think it's this guy. I just got. He's giving me Clark vibes. And if we're wrong, then we're wrong. We can figure it out later. So who's left here? Who's left? Let's go to our notes for the free spirits. So we still have Bonnie, Guy Hudson, Ernie Jr. We've got Caroline, Gwyneth M, Gwendolyn. We've done Miracle, we've done Jim, we've done Clark, we've done Carl, Ellie M. So if we look at the name list for a second, if we go here, can we search this? No, we can't. We search for Bonnie Hudson. Okay, Bonnie Hudson. Bonnie Hudson and Guy Hudson. Okay, that's useful. Bonnie Hudson, Guy Hudson. Evidence. Then we want Ernie Jr. So go to men. Ernie. Ernest. It must be Ernest Madsen. Ernest Madsen. Is there any other Ernies? Don't think so. Caroline. Do we have any Carolines then? Caroline, Clara, Diamond, Jane, blah 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 blah. Caroline Morden. So this is the only Caroline. So it's Caroline Morden. Gwyneth M is Gwyneth. I think there's two Gwyneth M's, aren't there? There's Gwyneth Anderson, Gwyneth Madsen. Oh, there's two Gwendolyn's, okay. Gwyneth Madsen. Gwendolyn is Madsen or Roottree. Ellie M. And Ellie. I guess Ellie is Elias. M. Ellie M. Ellie. Eloise? Eloise, it could be? Eloise? Deborah, Laura, Stephanie, Patricia, Daniel, Louisa, Bonnie, Edith. I don't see anyone else in the women who could be Ellie. In the men, there's... Well, there's these aliases. They're all Roottrees, though. So it could be Elias... Elias M. Here we go. Elias M. Roottree. So this is Elias M. Roottree. And there's also Elias C. So there's Elias Jr., C, and M. So do you think that there's Elias Jr., Elias M is one of these two here, right? And probably Elias C is probably this one, if I had to guess. Which I don't have to right now, but I think it could be helpful to. Here, there's absolutely no way of knowing because it's like, it's symmetrical apart from this photo here. So one of these two here is Elias M. But this is still Roottree, so we should have two Roottrees here, right? So if we look at the list again... Oh, but one of them could be a woman. So we got Caroline Morden, Gwyneth Madsen, Roottree, Gwendolyn Roottree? It could be a Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn and Elias Roottree. So if we like pencil in that we got Gwendolyn here, the Hudsons and the Mordens must be on this side, right? Hudson and Morden. And over this side that leaves what's the hotkey for this? Hang on. All of these have hotkeys. F5, okay. So we've got Hudson, Madsen, Morden. Madsen. Bonnie and Guy. Ernest Jr. Madsen. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Bonnie, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're missing a name. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But there's 12 people in the photo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Do you think that the little girl didn't sign because it's saying that these are cursive signatures, so like only the adult signed and that she doesn't have a signature? So let's think about this for a second. So we've got Bonnie and Guy Hudson, who are brother and sister. We've also got Caroline, Gwyneth, and Ernest Jr. Madsen. Wait, so we got... No, that's Morden. Morden, okay. So we got Can we rearrange this? Madsen or root tree? 1, 2. Do we have anywhere here where there's 3 together? No, it's like 2, 2, 2, 4. There's them 2. Like, this is the odd one out over here, so I feel like this is the one that we should be able to figure out, right? And then the youngest girl, I think, is likely to be this one here, because this is the youngest child's child, so they're like the most likely to be the youngest. It could also be this one here though, because this is the youngest child's youngest, like. So it's one of these two is the young girl. Over here, I'm pretty sure that this is Madsen and Hudson. We don't know which way around yet, but it's going to be that. Here, we've got the Roottrees, which is Elias and Gwendolyn. Elias and Gwendolyn. Which leaves Caroline Morden. These two look like they're brothers. Ellie. Yeah, but I guess they're cousins, aren't they? Like, so if this is Elias Jr., then they're not brothers. These two are brother and sister, I think. So this is Bonnie and Guy, or it could, yeah, is it Bonnie and Guy? Bonnie and Guy, or it could be Gwyneth and let's move Caroline Morden to the bottom because this is messing with my mind. Caroline Morden. So we got Gwendolyn. It's Gwendolyn Roottree, right? And then Gwendolyn Madsen must be one of the daughters of either Gwyneth or Ernest. So this is either Caroline and Guy or Gwyneth and Ernie. Ellie and... Could this be Ellie and Gwendolyn here? I think we've made some good deductions there, but I'm not sure if I can get much further with that without a different clue. Let me see now. I'm getting really into this now. This is really fun. Dum 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 dum. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like keep in all this thinking time or if I'm gonna cut this out or what I'm gonna do. Maybe it'd be good to just keep everything in, and then you can see my full thought process. Like, even if it's a little bit boring, you get to see the full like process. It also is easier for me to edit if I don't have to cut out all the boring bits, but maybe I can keep it not boring by talking about stuff. Like right now I'm talking about This is a little bit self-referential, isn't it? In the fact that I'm like, oh, we need to find 6 more? No, we need 6 more until we get the next thingy, right? Alright, whatever. Let me think. Think. Do we know Jim and Diamond's children? These would be Roottrees, though, wouldn't they? Are they going to be Jim Roottree? Or James Roottree? So these are 2 Roottree children. We've got Clark Rafferty. It feels so crazy to me that we don't know who this is. We don't know who either of Carl's parents are yet. Or if we do, then I missed it yesterday when I was tired and I'm not sure. We can, if nothing else, put another picture of this guy here. Televangelists. So we're very... I feel like we're like very close to getting something here. We're very close to getting something here, and one of these trees is Hudson. One of these trees is Madsen. We've got 4 Madsens. We've only got 3 Hudsons. We've only got 3 Hudsons. The fact we've only got 3 Hudsons makes me think that the Hudson has to be a root tree, right? It has to be a blood relative, because the president, I think it said somewhere that the president has to be a root tree. So that would mean that this is a Hudson, wouldn't it? And that makes sense, because then this would be Guy Hudson, and this would be whoever the other Hudson is. So Hudson, so this would be Bonnie Hudson, Guy Hudson, and then this would be Christopher Hudson. I used to play rugby with someone called Christopher Hudson, I think. I think that was his name. Can't remember. That fits. And then that means here, these are the Mordens. So this is a Morden. We've got James or Zachariah. And then here it's no, Madsen, sorry, not Morden. So Ernest and Gwyneth. So Madsen. We got Ernest Jr. Oh, so this must be Ernest then. Ernest here. Ernest Jr. Gwyneth, Nicole. Well, we can work this out from the family tree, right? Because this must be Ernest Madsen. This must be Madsen Jr. This must be Gwyneth. I'll explain this in just a second. And then this must be Nicole. And the reason for this is if we're assuming that the woman always loses the family name, this is the only way for there to be like all of these children here are not Madsons. They're whatever this is. So in order to get 4 Madsons, we have to have Ernest Jr., and then Nicole and Gwyneth. Right? Have I explained that? Have I explained that well? I'm not sure. So that makes... So this... He's the president. The 3rd president, right? Is that right? He's either the 2nd or the 3rd. We actually don't know. But I'd say the 3rd president. Is that right? If we go to presidents, Ernie is the 4th. Ernie, wait. Okay, no. So he's the 4th president because he's Ernie. Okay. And they divorced, and then had Nicole Madsen. And Nicole Madsen is married to someone. Okay. Adoption or otherwise. We're making good progress. And then this here, these are the Roottrees, but I don't think that we have a way of... There's just no way of telling which way round these are right now. This would be just a guess. We have no idea what this is. How do we not know who this is? Oh, this is either... We talked about this earlier, didn't we? Free spirits. So this is either Caroline Morden or the kid. And I think that Caroline Morden is not the kid. What? How many Mordens do we have? Morden. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Mordens. Oh, wow. We've got Caroline, Gwendolyn. Is that actually messing with my... It's kind of messing with my plan here. Because where would these Mordens fit in? Because... Unless a lot of these Mordens like married in and became like Roottrees. So like the husband here could be either James or Zachariah, and then this would be Caroline, and then like Angelica and Gwendolyn. It feels like Gwendolyn would be a granddaughter or something though, like named after Gwyneth. So I'm not particularly happy with the idea that Gwendolyn married in. It's still a possibility, but I feel like the chances are that Gwendolyn is part of the family. Like Gwendolyn is a Roottree is what I mean. So who is this? I don't think we know that yet, do we? The 4th president. Ernie Jr. is the 2nd. So this is Ernie Jr., right? Yeah. First is Elias, second cousin of Carl Roottree. The second cousin means that they... So second cousin means that they have the same great-grandparents, but not the same. So cousins would be here, right? So cousins means that it goes across this tree. Second cousins means it goes across this tree. So that makes sense. They are second cousins. Second cousins goes a long way, doesn't it? Okay, it's frustrating, like, knowing who these two are, but not knowing how to put them in. Also, we need to find a way of putting names to faces. Because at the moment we have faces, we have names, but we don't know how to put names to faces. What I mean by that is, like, we have all of their faces, we have all of their names, apart from one apparently. But like, who is that? Who is that? Who is that? You see what I'm saying? Wait, well, we know this is Ellie. Yeah, we can put that in. We can put that in. Oh, but we can't because... Should we just temporarily put it in and then we can switch it when Elias M, and then we just put this in for now just so that we remember it. And Gwendolyn. Hang on. Have I messed something up here? Go back to presidents. Ernie. Guy Hudson is the next president in the 70s. So Guy Hudson, going back over here, so he's probably president third. President second is probably someone, one of these two. Probably one of these two here. Potentially Elias. Shall we change attack path for a second? We have a look at the... What's this? Oh, this! I completely forgot about this. So... Carl left in his inbox a handwritten note attached. There's a flyer about a candidate for local office, Stephanie Jones. Okay, so this is probably Stephanie Jones. On the back of an excerpt from a newspaper article, Butler County Times, about her campaign. Stephanie may have grown up in an unconventional family, to say the least, but in her words, it was still full of love, and now 22 years later, with a baby on her own due around Christmas, her message to voters is love is our future. Handwritten note, Carl. I know we don't see eye to eye when it comes to the candy company, but if you could talk to your girls about putting out a statement supporting Stephanie, she could use the publicity your daughters bring. Don't let our conflicts spread to the next generation. CM. Do you think that this is CM? Stephanie Jones. Do we have Stephanie Jones in the list? If we were just we don't have Stephanie. Oh, Stephanie and Cattrall and Landon Jones. We have Brian Jones and Patricia. So CM. Caroline Morden. I think it's Caroline Morden. So Stephanie's someone on this rung of the ladder, isn't it? I'm not feeling entirely confident anymore now about all of this. This all felt like a good idea, but where would Stephanie Jones fit in? Stephanie Landon. Maybe Stephanie's not on this at all. Maybe Stephanie's just someone that... We go back to this evidence. Where was the campaign thing? This. Vote for Stephanie Jones. So do you think that this is like husband and wife? So this is whoever Jones. This is either Stephanie Landon or Stephanie, whoever the other girl was. Let me read this again. Butler County Times. Stephanie may have grown up in an unconventional family, to say the least, but in her words, it was still full of love. You think we can just like search Butler County Times? Search periodicals for Roottrees? Wait. Butler County Times has played host to many Roottrees advertisements over the years, including 5 pieces. They flood results. Can we say like Stephanie Landron? What was it? Stephanie Landon or Cattrall? Landon. The most recent mention of Stephanie Jones. Okay, so Stephanie Landon equals Stephanie Jones. So we could say the campaign. Stephanie Jones equals Stephanie Landon. It's a small report detailing an election from last month. Stephanie apparently won her election. You also find a full version of a newspaper clipping back in the campaign mailer. While most of it's unimportant, you do find the following. Stephanie Jones, born Stephanie Landon until her marriage to local business. Stephanie married to Brian Jones. Stephanie grew up in a home without a father. With my mother and her partner, I essentially had an entirely female influence. With my mother and her partner. So there's a lesbian couple, sounds like. I'm not sure. Though she is a distant cousin of the Roottrees. Distant cousin. Her mother, Caroline, a local artist who has appeared on the front page of the Butler Times of the past, has often come out opposed to the corporation's policies regarding deforestation of indigenous trees. So Caroline Landon? Caroline Morden? You find a cover story, so Stephanie Jones' mother equals Caroline Morden. You find a cover story about local art installations, including one by Caroline Morden. There isn't much about Caroline as a person, but this is mostly a listing of art in Butler County. She seems to get top billing. Accompanying the story, there's an image of Caroline standing beside a large metal sculpture of a mermaid. It's captioned, Caroline standing next to her sculpture, Atlantis Burden. This sculpture is one of many works featured in her upcoming book, Self-Portrait, Art and Beauty of Women. Alright. Whoops, I didn't mean to press that. Accompanying the story, there is an image of Caroline standing beside a large metal sculpture of a mermaid. It's captioned Caroline. This sculpture is one of the many works featured in her upcoming book, Self-Portrait. According to her quote further down, Atlantis' burden is meant to symbolize a society split by indecision over whether women should be equals or something to protect. The picture on the front page has been added. Can we search for this? No. So this is Caroline Morden. This is Atlantis' burden. Okay. That's kind of cool. Caroline standing next to her sculpture, Atlantis' burden. This sculpture is one of the many works featured in the upcoming book, Self-Portrait. If we go back to this now. Caroline Morden, eh? I must have made a mistake somewhere. Unless... Caroline Morden. Where would she fit in on this horizontal plane though, like? Unless Bonnie Hudson is not one of the... Unless either Bonnie or Guy or... Is it possible that one of the Hudsons is not... Like, I feel like this would fit the Caroline Morden But then that doesn't fit here, right? See, like they had Stephanie here. Then they split up, and then the guardianship means that like this is like the lesbian couple. Oh, so maybe this is wrong. Can I? So I've done this with the assumption that everyone in this photo and everyone who signed it is one of the children. But is it possible that it's not? And Caroline is either her or her, I think. I think it might be her with the beret. If we go look at her again. Where is she? Where is she? Am I blind? There. Oh, it's her. Green eyes, like curly hair. Green and purple top. That'd be her then, wouldn't it? It's hard to tell. Maybe we can't do it. Should we look up her book? What's her book? Self-portrait. Let's see. Public Library. Caroline Morden. Mostly black and white pictures of Caroline's art. Centerpiece is a series of full-color nude self-portraits at different ages, stretching from 25 to 30. It's certainly not been added to your evidence. In the intro, Caroline talks about influences. She was one of the youngest in her generation, and in her late teens she felt betrayed when her sister Gwendolyn and cousin Bonnie... So Caroline and Gwendolyn. I've made a bad assumption somewhere, haven't I? Gwendolyn. So is it Gwendolyn Morden and Oh wait. Okay, so I think I got it. I think I've got it. Wait. Going back to my notes here. Three spirits. So this is Gwendolyn Mads. No. Is there Gwendolyn Morden? What's going on here? There is a Gwendolyn Morden. So this is wrong. This is Gwendolyn Morden. Okay, that might have thrown me down the wrong thing, right? Gwyneth Madsen. Gwendolyn Morden. Caroline Morden. So yeah, this is Gwendolyn Morden. It's not Gwendolyn Roottrees. Caroline and Gwendolyn Morden. Ernie and Gwyneth Madsen. Do we have Gwyneth M? Gwyneth M. Gwendolyn. Gwyneth M. Ernie and Gwyneth. Alright, I'm gonna... I think that this is Caroline. I really feel like this is Caroline Morden, which make this make this Gwendolyn, and we need to get rid of this. This is not Ernie. I think I still like this. Like the Bonnie's the cousin, Guy, Gwendolyn. So that would make Ernie this here or this here. Right? So we've got a that feels a lot better. And then this is Stephanie. This is not Nicole, this is Stephanie. Stephanie Landon. Which means this is a Landon. That's Mark Landon. Caroline Morden is this. Stephanie is this. She is a politics. Hey! Oh, love it. Let's go. We've got quite a lot of secondaries here. Wow, we did get a lot of secondaries. Booyah!
You're listening to WRTT. It's time for your headlines. Once an hour, every hour, on the 45. It's a bizarre development to an already tragic tale. In the wake of the accident that took his life, some of Carl Roottrees' belongings have apparently gone missing. Most notably, a framed photo of the Roottree family from the mid-1970s that Carl had on his office wall. We interviewed a local psychologist about who would do such a thing and why. For that article, search online for WRTT News. Again, that's WRTT.
Okay. WTRD News. Or was it WRTD News? Okay. It's your local investigative jazz radio station during their news segments at 45 minutes on the hour. They have been talking about the plane crash. The most recent hour, they talked about a picture taken from Carl's office after the plane crash and promised an interview online with a psychologist. During the interview, it's revealed there wasn't a break-in. Instead, someone with a key to the office took the picture after discovering the pipes burst due to the recent storm. This means it was likely someone close to the family who was aware of the photo's history and wanted to save it. The psychologist, however, also goes on to posit the culprit had an alternate agenda, specifically because nobody in the family has come forward to say that they have it in their possession. A comment below the article says, "Don't believe their lies. This is just another instance of the Roottree curse being a real, true thing. I bet you Carl was murdered and the picture had evidence on it." What's the Roottree curse? Long, rambly conspiracy website with very small, very red text on a black background that says that the Roottrees are cursed. It has been very recently updated with the following important update with Carl and Brenda and their girls that makes 5 new deaths. Not only that, but 3 of the 5 presidents of the Roottree company have died mysteriously. They say Guy's car was hit by a drunk driver in 1982, but nobody was arrested. So wait, that means that yeah. So Guy is the 3rd president, right? Because it ended in 1932. Guy Hudson 3rd, Guy Hudson 4th, Ernie. That means whoever's the 2nd one is just... Then Ernie Madsen Jr. stepped down. Was he poisoned? Ernie Madsen Jr. stepped down. Now just this week Carl died in a plane crash. This cannot be a coincidence. There's another entry that claims if you connect the dots in the pattern of the 5 pieces wrapper, it creates a Mayan ruby skull, a secret message meant to subliminally scare people away. The post before that has a link to a site that talks about how Earth has 4 corner simultaneous 4-day times cubes. The author of this site seems to agree. An entry from a few months ago claims that the owner of the site received an email from Chris Raff75 at prodigy.us asking him to take down the site with faked proof that Ernie Madsen Jr. had a heart condition and wasn't poisoned. The owner claims that although the proof looks quite credible, he knows that the proof is fake because he's an expert at creating fake evidence. So Chris Rafferty... We know Chris Rafferty is probably... Well, we don't know for sure that this is Chris Rafferty, but I think that this is Chris Rafferty. Okay. Interesting. Okay. First entry is from 1996 and has a blurry picture of a Roottrees Candy Company's factory, seemingly taken from a website's author from behind a fence. It seems that Operation RT29 is real. A witness to helicopter land. Website footage says all images and ideas by Thomas Overwood. I feel like I know this name, Thomas Overwood. Thomas Overwood seems to have a few different sites about mysterious deaths and curses, in addition to the Roottrees curse. You can also find the truth behind Spirit Cola, which claims that Spirit really stands for Satan's plague is returning in 2000, and that in the year 2000, anyone who has drunk Spirit Cola will die. Another website is Stock Markets and Bedevil's Numbers, which claims that if you multiply any stock's price by 666 and then also multiply the current year by that same stock's price, then add those two numbers together and divide the entire total by the stock price, and finally just subtract the current year, you'll always end up with 666. Wow, imagine that. Imagine knowing how maths works. Dun dun dun. What's the other thing I wanted to look up? Operation RT29. Some people out there claim Roottrees are changing the candy recipe to include more and more chemicals, and this has been done in cooperation with bad actors from unknown government. They claim that due to a loophole in the calendar, it is possible to get away with nearly any crime on a leap day, so long as it isn't discovered until after the day is over. And that every 4 years on a leap year, the Roottrees Company hosts a meeting with foreign agents that conspire to poison our children. The proof is that the Roottrees candies contain polyglycerol polyricinoleate, an ingredient of the candy that wasn't there when it first released. They claim it is added in an attempt to addict people and eventually induce mind control. The website claims to sell pills and counteract this effect for children that have already eaten Roottrees candy in the past. Do an additional search for this, and it seems to be an emulsifier in chocolates approved by the FDA and widely used across many products. Okay. The other thing I wanted to check was this Mayan ruby skull. It's probably nothing, but... Okay. One site also mentions the photographer who took the picture died when their boat capsized after crashing into a skull-shaped rock. New development. Alright. Well, I completely lost track of what we were doing now. We just put in Caroline CM. So we need to know who... Well, we don't need to know. Landon. So this is a Jones. This is either Brian Jones or Patricia. It must be Brian Jones. And that's him. Patricia Jones. Is Patricia Jones like her daughter, which is not born yet? I feel like this would be Ernie here, but I don't know why. Or maybe actually Ernie would be here. Because, bear with me, because remember I said that Ernie looked a lot like... He looked a lot like Miracle, right? I said they look like brothers. Like maybe they're like close cousins. Now that would make sense to me. Not Ernie, sorry, Elias. I didn't want to do all the faces too early, as it makes the photo a bit busy, but... I've got a feeling now that this is Elias M. And Elias M is them. Because they look so similar, right? Look how similar they look. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I don't know what his job is. He looks like he's a mechanic or something from the overalls. Which means this is not Gwendolyn. We've got brother and sister here. Bonnie and Guy. So these are the Madsons here then. This is Ernest and Gwyneth. Right? Ernest and Gwyneth are here. Elias. Ernest Jr., Gwyneth Madsen. So this is not right. This is right, I'm pretty sure. And then these are the Madsons. So this is Ernest and we don't know which way round they are. Madsen. We'll just put so this is Madsen. This is Ernest Madsen. Madsen. This is Gwyneth. And Nicole would be either this or this, right? Yeah, that fits. We just don't know which one's which. And one of these two is Nicole. This is Ernest Madsen. See, the only thing that's telling these two trees apart at the moment is obviously their age, but like from just looking at the trees, this one has a picture of their spouse, this one doesn't. Everything else is the same. We search periodicals about like Guy Hudson. Along with his twin sister, are no strangers to the public when it comes to Roottrees snacks. They both appeared in the company advertisements as children join boys and girls. Boys and girls agree. They both appeared in the company's advertisements as children join the boys and girls agree era. Now Guy has taken over the Roottrees company at the end of the year. Who would have known that one of those two adorable redheads? Yeah, okay, I thought so. So let's put in Guy, Bonnie. Well, Guy credits his mother and father, Angie and Christopher. Providing his fiery do. So this is Christopher, Angie, Angelica Morden. So this is a Morden as well. It's either James or Zachariah Morden here. And this is either James or Zachariah. Okay. Yeah, that fits. That's very fitting. Okay. It's all coming together here. Guy's uncle Zachariah. Here we go. So this is Zachariah, which must mean that this is James. James Morden, Zachariah Morden. Alright. Guy Hudson, along with his twin sister. Guy's credits his mother, arguing over everything but chocolate would grow up to take over the whole company. Guy's uncle and current president, Zachariah. So we know that Zachariah is the second president. There you go. So we know all the presidents then. President second. So we can just put this in here, right? Zach Hudson is second. I think that's right. We didn't get all the years exactly, but I think that's right. Let's see. Zach was quoted as saying, "Now that our daughters have started families of their own, Clara and I plan to reflect on life well lived. Guy is new to the business world, but he's family. We at Roottrees have faith in his innovative ideas and he's eager to share them with the world. We like to think that boys and girls agree that he's ready." Okay, so we know that this is Clara. There's only one Clara, so it's all coming together. See. Let's see. So we don't know Clark's first spouse still. Gwendolyn Morden. So Gwendolyn is one of these three. Who's this again? To Carl and Brenda. I'm sorry that you're unable to attend the funeral. It's traditional to have it as soon as possible, and Ernie, more than anyone else on Earth, knew how busy your job can be. I've enclosed a Shiva candle identical to ours if you'd like to pay your respects. Ernie was a man full of love, not only for his family, but for his family's legacy. He had an immense amount of pride for the work you three did together, as well as how Carl has carried on for him after taking over. So this is Ernie, whoever this one was, Ernie the fourth president. As for myself, it's impossible to express my gratitude for rescuing us from the panic and burden of endless bills, though we caught it too late for him to get on the donor list. The company took care of us beyond our wildest expectations. It went unsaid at the time, but Ernie and I had to have been. So Ernie. Ernie, Ernie, Ernie. So, is this Ernie? No. Ernie, Ernie, Ernie. Is this Ernie up here, maybe? Ernest. Ernest Madsen. Ah, right, it's a Madsen. Ernest Madsen, and then spouse. Okay, so that means that this is Ernest Madsen. And this is Gwyneth. Because this is the wife. And this is the daughter. But who are you? You are... Who are you? Debbie. Deborah Bean! And then you must be... Madsen. Nicole. Oh, this is the wrong one. Madsen. Junior. Madsen. Ernest. Right. And you are 8 to 12. You are President 4th? And who are you? You are one of these two. We're at a point where we could 50-50 it, I think. But I'm confident we got her right. Have we filled in anyone else? We filled in... No, we hadn't filled him in. I think he would be like some kind of... Well, it'd be a total guess. It'd be... Let's not start doing total guesses. We got him. I'm pretty confident about him. I'm 100% confident about her now. This is coming together. This is really, really coming together. These two still have no idea, but we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Ernest Madsen. Maybe we can search for Ernest Madsen? Did we finish reading this? I think we did. Ernest Madsen. Ernest Madsen Jr. is taking over day-to-day operations. Little is known about Ernest, but sources close to the family who have asked for to remain anonymous have made it clear that he is more than qualified. There are rumours that Ernest had originally trained Zach Morden, who had been passed up for unspecified reasons. But he was... Ernest, sources close to the family who have asked to remain anonymous have made it clear that he is more than qualified. There are rumours that Ernest had originally trained to succeed Zach Morden. Oh, I see. Who had been passed up for unspecified reasons, but had been passed up. Business Watch also managed to get a quote from... Oh yeah, because Guy Hudson got it, so Ernest got the 4th one. The last 4 years at Roottrees have been rough. In an attempt to keep our products relevant to the modern audiences, some of our decisions have been unintended consequences, from the fancy flavours misstep to the batter up bar. We've taken a bit of a tumble in the public eye, but Mr. Madsen is committed to getting back to the basics. I think we've already tried fancy flavours. Right, batter up. Pancakes maple syrup. The name came from the fact the recipe is creamy imitation. Consumers love the taste of the candy, stellar reviews, but after a little less than a month, discovered that filling of unopened bars began to separate and developed an off-putting texture described as powdery chunks floating in oily goop. What about fancy flavors? I feel like we've already read that, but... yeah, that's the caviar thing. Whoops. Magazine that focuses on large-scale businesses and corporation, company leaders. Newspaper in Butler County where the candy company is located will likely have articles about notable businesses, events, and people local to the area. How about if we search for Miracle? Three generations of miracles. Miracle root tree. Miracle root tree. Here we go. Appeared in Butler County Times a great deal over years. You do find one article mentioning legal troubles. Unfortunately, it's a throwaway line in an article about a tour. 3 generations of miracles. The author speculates that they're going on tour to leave their legal troubles behind because of all the advertisements. The results in the Butler County Times are not particularly relevant. There we go. There we go. Article about Reign of Roottrees. There's also mentions TMS and Brother Trouble. Don't know what that is. In an interview, Raina talks about her inspirations. One important thing I learned from an early age is that dreams are not outside of our grasp. My grandpa was a college professor. Grandpa was a professor. Who taught lectures about history. He always told me that history was full of people from famous families who wasted their fame and fortune by taking it for granted. Instead, he told me I should go out and use my name to accomplish something. I think he may have practiced that lecture a lot because I have other people in my family that have also made the Roottrees name famous for things besides candy. His older sister even wrote a book that some of my friends tell me they had to read in school. I took his advice and now I work with my mum designing clothes. I help decide what colours and patterns I want to model, then she designs the clothes for a team of amazing men and women. Although my grandpa passed away earlier this year, Grandma Laura tells me he was really proud of what we've managed to accomplish. So Grandma Laura Carlson, okay. Wait, that's not right, hang on. Laura here. So we have a professor who wrote something that school children are reading about. Raina's married to someone. I wonder if the divorce of Gwyn Roottrees is in any of these periodicals. Is that spelled correctly? Yeah. What about in... Guess not. Let's not get distracted with Gwyn right now. I think that this is correct with Elias being here. That would leave this last slot that's not been filled to be the young girl, I think. Her? Whoever she is, we don't know. Ernest Madsen. Oh, we've already looked at that. So... we've already looked at Guy Hudson. Have we looked up... who was the other president? Guy Hudson, Ernie, Carl... Carl! Have we looked up Carl Roottrees? We already have Zach Hudson. Zachariah Hudson. Zachariah. Really? Don't care about Zachariah, do they? Should we look up Carl? Kyle Rafferty. Is that right? No, Clark, not Carl. Clark. Really? Nothing for Clark? Did I spell it correctly? Rafferty. Yeah. Okay. I guess... Teen Blast? What is Teen Blast? Tabloid aimed at teenage girls likely to have gossip about famous faces they'd be interested in. Does that mean this is wrong if this is blue? I can't remember when I put this in. If this is wrong, then that's probably Carl. And then I guess Ernest is... Okay. We kind of got that by doing a kind of 50-50 there, but... There's probably a better way of finding out who that picture belongs to. Hello?
So, you may have heard the news. Some of Carl's things have gone missing. That includes the pictures and mail I brought you earlier. I promise I didn't steal it. But I did borrow it. I'll return it once we're done. Let me deal with my family in the meantime. Oh, I guess that means I've officially confessed. I'm a Roottrees.
Okay.
I assure you I have a reasonable explanation for the secrecy. I'm about to do something big the family doesn't approve of.
Okay.
If you could just wait a little bit longer, I'll tell you more, in person. I'll return after 15 more blood relatives.
Sure. Okay. We have new evidence? Oh no, it's just this. So, what are we missing now? Do we have all of the 5 pieces, children? Who is this again? Jem or Gwyneth? What? Wait. No, that doesn't make sense. No, this has to be a Roottrees. That has to be Gwendolyn. Why did I think that was... Yeah, she's a Roottrees, right? She has to be a Roottrees, so that's Gwendolyn. Elias. Clancy Edward. Marguerite. And Miracle. Okay, so that's all of the Elias's children. So... whatever this was, I don't know what I was thinking earlier. Clancy Edward. That we can just delete this whole section now if we want. Don't know. I actually don't know if we can or not. We've done that. Cherry tree and sound of laughter. Okay. So... I feel like this is her. Don't know, but I just... Well, maybe it's her actually. Look, she's got the same hair. It's her, isn't it? She's got the same hair and it's got like a berry like an artist. Like it's exactly the same. Like, yeah, I'd be shocked actually if it wasn't. Yeah, it's gotta be. It's gotta be. Bonnie, what are you? What are you? How are we going to get the pictures of these Roottrees? I wonder if we can get... Go back to the periodicals. Team Blast. What about Carly Roottrees? No. Riley? Brother Trouble? What's TMS? Tommy Mark Sheridan, Dustin Christopher Blake, Penelope Tears Green. Ron Roottrees? Who's Ron? This is a new Roottrees, isn't it? The show had strong ratings through the entirety of season 1, rocketing both Sheridan and Baker to instant stardom, most among... Who are you? Small screen director and head of RR Productions. Oh, RR, we saw that before. RR is Ron Roottrees. So, can we see more about RR? Defunct production company. Comment on a Usenet board. Ironic name considering rumours about RR Productions, Ron and Robbie. Robbie Roottrees. Silver Screen Magazine. Silver Screen Robbie Roottrees. That's useful. So Robbie Roottrees, Silver Screen. Fuck. Really? Silver Screen Magazine. Silver Screen Magazine. Silver Screen Magazine. There we go, new periodical. Silver Screen Magazine has a Hollywood Insiders magazine focusing less on actors and actresses and more about the nitty-gritty of writing. Okay. Silver Screen. Robbie Roottrees. He tried and convicted under the name Robert in a French court of law. It seems embezzled from the company RR Productions to fuel a gambling habit that left him hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. Then fled to Paris, where he grew up. Oh wait, are these the sons of Gwyn? That would make sense. Silver Screen continues to insist that this is all very much allegedly assaulted on officer who came to question him. The article's author says they were unable to get a statement from French authorities but received information from an anonymous source and were able to confirm through public record that there was a trial involving Robert Roottrees around the time that Brother Trouble was cancelled. What was the name of the other one? Was it Ron? Don't blame nepotism, he gets results. After finding some small screen success, first as director of many soap opera episodes and then stepping in as the showrunner to turn around a few struggling productions, Ron decided to start his own television production company. Ron was born in the US but grew up in Paris with his once famous mother and his brother Robbie. He gobbled up American cinema whenever he could, and when he was old enough returned to Hollywood to attend film school. He brings a kind of charisma and an eye for unusual shots, particularly when it comes to comedy. Those he's worked with have gone on record as saying he's an attentive director who can work with actors to make sure the timing of a joke lands perfectly. Oh, I've lost... Oh, okay, wait. Ron plans to pitch new shows to major television studios as soon as 1986. Until then, he plans to find the right project. He has occasionally called upon his younger brother for script punch-ups and has thought about bringing him into the fold. Okay, so Ron is the older brother. So Ron, Ronald, and Rob. Tilly, please stop. 1 second. Excuse me. Sorry, Tilly's climbing all over my computer. For those of you who don't know, Tilly is my lovely cat. Anyway, he's a director. And let me look at the photo again. Wrong thing. Yeah. Film school. Yeah. So this, like I thought, this is the older one. He went to film school, and this is the other one. I've forgotten their names already. Robert and Ronnie. Okay, and he is also a director, I guess. Ronald Roottree. Why is this in a box? I don't understand that. I really don't. Gwendolyn Morden as well, we don't know. Maybe we can look up Gwyn Roottree in silver screen. Gwyn. You find a few cast listings, advertisements. Oh, well, okay. Focused on businesses of old Hollywood. Can we look up by James or? Nah, didn't think so, but I thought maybe it's worth checking. I've already looked up Brother Trouble, haven't I? Don't know if I need to look up any of these, like, any of these names. Let's have a look. So if we have a look at this, like, Hollywood, we'll call this. So there's this guy. Tommy Mark Sheridan. There's Penelope Teresa Green, Tessa Green. There's... Alright. DCB. Blah, blah, blah. Jane Eyre. Charlotte Bronte novel. Really? Jane Eyre, Charlotte Bronte. Did I spell that correctly? Public library, book title is Jane Eyre. Charlotte Bronte. So the author? I don't know. Oh, we got some evidence from that. Penelope Tessa Green is a retired comedian. There's a result for Laugh Lounge, a club in Reno that claims Penelope got her stand-up start. Breast milk cheese routine. Ooh, okay. The site claims she retired for the birth of her first child, but makes yearly appearances for fundraisers, doing more family-friendly material. You find a picture labelled Joke O' Lantern 1997, as well as a picture labelled Jack watching one of his mother's charity sets 1994. Both have been added to evidence. There is a Jack Roottrees. Interesting. Do we care about... Should we search for breast milk cheese? Is that a dangerous search? Charlotte Bronte. Search for Charlotte Bronte. Which doesn't exist, apparently. Alright, what have we got in new evidence? So this is Jack. You found on website Comedy Club Laugh Lounge, it was captioned Jack watching one of his mother's charity stats. This you found on the website Penelope Tessa Green. Do we have a Penelope? We do. Okay. We do. So where would Penelope live? Maybe this is Penelope. Let's dig more into this Penelope character. Routine 80s before she was a TV star on Brother Trouble. The site claims she retired for the birth of her first child but still makes yearly appearances. Let's go back to Brother Trouble for a second. Sheridan and Baker, Teenage Girl Dem. So that's a clue, right? We should be able to look up Tommy Mark Sheridan and Dustin Christopher Baker in the Teenage magazine, I guess. Alright, so good periodicals. Teen Blast. Tommy Mark Sheridan appeared on the cover of Teen Blast 38 times, including 3 back-to-back. He was still mentioned quite often. You read every word of every article, and besides the fact he was married to Raina, okay, there we go. So, Tommy Mark Sheridan. We can put here. Thomas Sheridan. There we go. Other than only one was relevant, a gossip section from 1906, about 8 months before the marriage, is called "Is TMS Dating a Roottrees?" It says. At a recent autograph signing, TMS told a Teen Blast reporter that he met a girl at a party in Malibu. Apparently, the cast of Brother Trouble gets together at Penelope's house once a year. This time, TMS found love. The mega hottie had this to say: "She's incredible. She came to the party to meet me specifically. And I'm glad she did. She said she had a crush on me when she was younger. I told her I have a crush on her from her posters now. When our Teen Blast reporter asked who the lucky girl was, TMS refused to spill. But we did some digging. One of the creators of Brother Trouble, Ron, married Penelope. Aha! Who played TMS's mum on the show. And get this, Ron is a distant relative of the Roottrees sisters. Ron, not that distant. It's only like a second cousin or something. So this is Penelope. Also, that's Penelope. So they have 2 children. And one of these is Jack. One of these is Jack. We don't know which one though. And his job is baby. It's funny. We don't know if that's Jack or not. We know that that is Jack. Let's continue. Alright, so we can look up the next one. Dustin Christopher Baker. DCB was TMS's co-star on Brother Trouble. Their mother was played by Penelope Tessa Green. Dustin Christopher Baker was in quite a few Teen Blast gossip columns, but it's not related to Roottrees. Okay. We don't know who this Charlotte Bronte is then. Shall we look up Jane Eyre? Dustin Christopher Baker. Charlotte Bronte. Jane Eyre. With a comma? Does that matter? Nah. Did I spell that correctly? Charlotte Brunt. Guess it's nothing. Of course Jane Eyre is like a real book, but I think it's spelled like air, like that. Caroline Morden. Did we look up her book? We did, didn't we? What about Bonnie Hudson? Don't know. Have we kind of hit a wall now? Well, not exactly hit a wall, but like we've certainly lost a bit of momentum. Bum, bum, bum. Well, I've got 2 filled in here. We don't have her name. Is anyone else? We haven't got his job. We haven't got her job. Maybe she's a housewife, I don't know. Spending a long old time looking at this wall, aren't we? Zachariah Morden. Let's have a look at the clues again from the top. So, campaign mailer, the newspaper clipping. Image accompanied a story about local art. It's captioned Caroline standing next to her sculpture Atlantis' Burden. Sculpture, self-portrait. We did look up this book, didn't we? We definitely already read this. Dr. Wilson, who she calls completely bogus. Brother-in-law, Dr. Wilson. Brother-in-law, Wilson. In the intro, Caroline talks about influences. She was one of the youngest in her generation. I don't think I have read this. In the intro, their marriages led her double down on her passions, art and environment. She even married a man who was the opposite of boring, which was an overcorrection. She comes out strongly against Roottrees Company's effect on the local environment and rues how she was not able to convince her father, Zach, to make changes to policy. She also explains that her marriage to Mark led to the most volatile moments in her life, all negative, and that the only good thing that ever gave her was a daughter. Leaving them all behind was as good has pushed her to pursue her loves, art, and the beauty of women. Oh, I already got Mark Landon. Okay. So, Dr. Wilson, hey? Dr. Wilson? Dr. Stephen Wilson is a pediatrician who practices north of Pittsburgh. Although there was a lot of Stephen Wilsons and Dr. Wilsons, this one apparently found a way to game the search results as he pops to the top every time. His website claims that he is a pediatrician to the stars. The only evidence for this is that he apparently was the doctor for the Roottrees sisters. So before we forget, this is Stephen Wilson. There's a picture of him on the website as well as a picture of his 3 children. 3 of them look as though the photographer was holding them hostage. Regardless, the photos have been added to your evidence. There is also a quote that, although credited to his child Jason, you suspect might not be written by a 10-year-old. My dad is the best dad in the entire world and he treats every patient with world-class care. He will treat your children like he would me, my big brother or my sister. So Jason is either the second or third child, we can say from that. Right. So Jason's the youngest. That's Jason. We can't tell which out of these is the older. And this is Steven Wilson, looking a little bit like Brad Pitt. So Steven Wilson. This is Jason. And I guess he's a kindergartner. My dad is the best dad. The picture has a date on it. It seems like this was taken 2 years ago in 1996. Okay. Like, from this evidence, I don't think we have a way of telling which one's which from this. Like, maybe it's asking us to assume that he's older because he's graduating, but it could be that she's already graduated and like he's the middle child. The only thing we can say is he's the youngest. So it's Jem and Zach. We don't know which one's which. We'll just put them in for now. Like, I think that they could be the other way round, but I'm literally just gonna put them in just so that they're like there for memory's sake. Gwendolyn Morden, hey? I feel like just going off looks, I would go for her. There's more similar looking to her. But then again, she would be quite similar looking to him. Do we have a job for Elias M? Elias M. Let's see. Looking at this again. What is that on him? It's definitely like he's got like a... oh, that's like water damage, I guess. But it's like he's got... It's like he's got a mechanics overall or something. Elias M. Roottrees. Elias M. Roottrees. Ellie. Go back to the evidence board again. And what else have we got here? We've got a campaign mailer, the phone rings, 5 pieces advert, rolling down to the city, Watchman of the Year, 36. Go back to the campaign mailer then. So what are we missing in here? So we've got... but it's a flyer of a candidate for local Stephanie Jones. On the back is an insert from a newspaper with Butler County Times about her campaign. Stephanie may have grown up in an unconventional family, to say the least, but in her words, yeah, unconventional family being the two mothers, right? And now, 22 years later, with a baby of her own due. Is there some way I can search for this campaign? Vote for Stephanie, City Council. Better for Butler County. Butler County. Stephanie Jones, Butler County. Stephanie Jones. I've already been here apparently. I'm struggling. Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Chris Rafferty? Should we go down this route? Who Chris Rafferty is? Who is Chris Rafferty? Chris Rafferty is no one. He is a nobody. I feel like I should know who the first spouse of Clark was. But I don't. maybe it's time I take a break. I wanted to try and get one more set of 3 before I ended for the night, but I'm struggling to find my grasp of where to go next. So also it's getting to that time of night now where Tilly is getting like annoying. It gets to like a certain time of the night and she's like it's bedtime now, and will start just like running up and down all over my keyboard and on me and scratching me and just like saying go to bed. So okay, with that in mind, I'm gonna take a couple of screenshots of this just because I want to keep some kind of record of how I'm doing, and I think I'll like call it a night here. I'm very happy with my progress so far though. I'm gonna go to bed, and I'll continue this probably tomorrow. Alright.